Hey, good afternoon. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to my jerks. Hope everyone's having a great Sunday. This is like a Sunday sermon, a spiritual sermon today. Like, hopefully, a drama-free zone. You know what I want to do? I just want to kick it off with a song, an AI song, by the way. Not this, the song is not AI, but the production is AI. It's one of, let's just play the song. Happy Sunday.
Good. I see no changes. Wake up in the morning and I ask myself, is life worth living? Should I blast myself? I'm tired of being poor and even worse, I'm black. My stomach hurts, so I'm looking for a purse to snatch. Cops give a damn about a Negro. They don't care, Lord. Pull the trigger, kill a what, he's a hero. Ain't no hero, no. Give the credit to the kid, who the hell cares? One less hungry mouth on the welfare. That's cold. First ship them dope and let them deal to brothers. Give them guns, stare back, watch them kill each other. Oh, Lord. It's time to fight back, that's what Huey said. 2 shots in the dark, now Huey's dead. Gone too soon. I got love for my brother, yes, I do. But we can never go nowhere unless we share with each other. We gotta start making changes. Learn to see me as a brother instead of 2 distant strangers. And that's how it's supposed to be. How can the devil take a brother if he's close to me? Can't know. I love to go back to when we played as kids, but things change and that's the way it is. That's the way it is, yeah. See no changes. All I see is racist faces. Misplaced hate makes disgrace to races. Tell it, we under. I wonder what it takes to make this one better place. Let's erase the wasted. Erase it, Lord. Take the evil out the people, they'll be acting right. Act right. Cause both black and white are smoking crack tonight. Oh no. And the only time we chill is when we kill each other. That's a crime. It takes skill. Don't conceal the fact. The penitentiary's packed and it's filled with black, filled with plays with brothers. But some things will never change. Never change. Try to show another way, but you're staying in the dope game. Same game, same pain. And tell me what's a mother to do? Being real don't appeal Still I see no chance. Pit a women meet a widow pin. Here's a widow pin to say. Swore much too silly I no middle wine. You was me. Still a won't how really. That a boy bride said a court is the morning. That a good night, that'll be the cry like to do for.
I did post that in the link if people want to listen to that song again. That's Changes by Tupac, reimagined as a soul music. I think we need a lot of soul music today. Um, I just want today, whatever we're calling this today, this afternoon. I figured we'd just go back to Canton today because we're going to be going back to Canton. I think on Tuesday. I think that's the next select board meeting. But there's also Brian Walsh tomorrow morning. The opening statements of the Brian Walsh murder trial. And it's going to be interesting to see tomorrow morning if they mention our friend Michael Proctor and this ever expanding Canton scandal, Norfolk County DA scandal. We're going to continue to cover it. And today I was just thinking, like, we need to get back to Canton because that's where this show really kicked off with Karen Reed, is focusing on Canton and how far we've come and the success of the residents there who put it all on the line. They replaced their police chief. They've got a new interim police chief who's much more receptive to them, to their concerns, who talks to them. They've replaced two select board members. They've won two elections, won a third election to get the police audit. Remember that? All that coverage. How many standouts? Again, today, Sunday. Every Sunday, they've been standing out. It hasn't stopped. I see Dennis Sweeney in the chat. Every Sunday, every single Sunday, these folks are standing out. Every Sunday. Thought I had that up. I thought I had that ready to go. What happened to it? Let me bring this up. 1 second. I actually got to turn off the music on this because this is from Brandy. But it's such a good video from today. And I don't want to get, I'm already taking a chance with some of the music I'm playing on the show today. So I'm probably just going to mute this. But we'll throw it up on the screen because, hold on 1 second. Can we? Oh, actually, let me bring it up first. But this is them again today. It's never stopped. Let's start from the beginning. Look at this. Look at this crowd. Peter Murphy. These are a lot of my friends too. A lot of these people I know. Dennis is in the chat right now. This is out in Dedham. A lot of Canton residents. I've been out there a few times with them, both in Dedham and in Canton. We know that's Tim, Canton Community Television. I think right at the end the music stops and you hear them talking a little bit. We'll try to do that.
It's more than just a dream.
That's old music. We'll probably get whacked for that. We're taking a chance. All right. So that's them today. Still there, still doing it. I'm also going to throw in into the chat right now. Karen Reed Civil Defense Fund or civil lawsuit fund because she's on the offense too. So this is the civil lawsuit fund for Karen Reed. In the chat, it's up to 7,000 now. The thing I want to bring up today is because Christmas and the holidays for a lot of people is a very stressful time with dealing with families and work and obligations and all that stuff, and especially with the economy being tougher this year. A little for some people, especially the cost going up so much, and also, what's been going on social media, some of the drama lately. It's very stressful for people, and I think we all need outlets to kind of ground our feet, touch the grass. One of the things I've started to do, which it really feels good, is Tai Chi. I don't know if any of you have ever done any Tai Chi, but it's great for older folks, especially older men, 50 plus. It gives you a great workout. It gives you a great like a spiritual, and I've started to do it a lot. I just bring it up on YouTube, like a 7-minute little video. You follow along on the TV, and it's amazing. You get this amazing. It's a movement. That's all it is. I don't know if people have done Tai Chi, but I'm hoping people start doing it with me. Like starting, especially if you have a little stress and you're looking for something. You don't want to go to the gym. You don't want to do something that's going to be too stressful, but you want to do something that's quick, fast, easy at home, no equipment. All you need is a YouTube channel up and you just follow along. And I'm even going to throw the first one I started with. I've done a few different ones, but I also want people to give me suggestions, especially on YouTube. If you see something that's really good on YouTube, a good Tai Chi video, especially for beginners, hit me up because I'll try it out. Yeah, it's good for mindfulness. It's good for blood pressure. It's good for breathing. It's good for strength, conditioning. It's good for everything. It's good for your center, your core. I'm going to throw a little video up, just one that I go with, that I started with. And if you do Tai Chi, especially if you do it on videos or any courses or any specific instructors, throw it in the chat or hit me up privately and let me know. But this is the first one we're going to start with. Just got to watch it for a couple minutes. I don't expect you to do it. I'm not really going to do it because I'm sitting down. I might do some of the odd movements, but you really want to be standing up when you do this. But let's just bring up the video that I started with because I am enjoying this. I'm sure in a year from now, people are going to tell me to stop talking about Tai Chi. Just watch for a minute and you get an idea of if this is for you.
Hello and welcome. Let's practice a simple Tai Chi routine. As you follow along with this sequence, don't worry too much about the details of the physical movements themselves, because what really matters is your energy behind those movements and your intention that guides this energy. So that means just follow along casually and comfortably as you focus on the 4 main qualities of energy that we will be exploring. They are floating, sinking, gathering, and spreading. And as you focus on these 4 qualities, you will notice your practice to be mindful and beneficial in an easy and enjoyable way. And wouldn't that be nice? So with that in mind, let's get started. Let's practice a simple Tai Chi form together. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart Knees relax and bend slightly. Imagine you're surrounded by energy, that you're floating in this energy. Take your two hands and gather this energy. Feel it float up and spread it out around you. Gather it to yourself, into your body, and feel it sink down through your body. Gather and float. Spread the energy out away from you, then gather it back into your body, and then let it sink down inside of you all the way down. One more time. Gather and float. This
Play this whole video because, it's a 7-minute and 59-second video, and I'm putting it in the chat. So if you want to, I would suggest, especially if you're looking for something like this, stress reduction takes your mind. It really does calm people down. I know I've heard from a lot of people over the last couple of weeks, especially the last couple of days this weekend, how people are so stressed out about what's going on social media. This is a good way to kind of de-stress, get your body and mind aligned, your soul. And for a Sunday, it's perfect. It's perfect. And you can do it right at home. It takes 7 minutes. 7 minutes, and you're going to feel it. You'll feel it the next day. And one thing I'll say, don't push yourself. Bring it into your daily routine. Doesn't have to be anything stressful. If you miss a day or two, don't worry about it. Just try to make it a habit. Something that you're doing every week. And don't kill yourself. Don't kill yourself. Take it easy. You'll see, you will see results. It's amazing. I'm looking forward to the next year of doing Tai Chi. I'm excited by that. So that's one thing I just wanted to bring to everyone today. If you're new to it, let me know. I want to know how it is for you if you're trying it for the first time like I am. All right. I figured I've heard a lot about what from people on what I have or what I haven't done. I'm not here to defend my history. I don't have to defend my history. It can't be rewritten on who I am and what I've done. Most of you know, I know it's not going to be written by me. It's going to be written by other people who see the real truth on it. But one of the things that I kind of a little frustrated with is to see other people's history get rewritten and to forget how this was such a widespread movement of so many people coming together and showing up, especially the locals. And it wasn't just a Mr. Me or Mr. You or whoever. It wasn't about me or you or any other one person. It's a widespread group of people who supported, and especially in Canton, it's kind of where we started, what we focused on, what we are going to continue to focus on a lot, is what's going on in Canton. There's going to be an election in the spring. We'll be focusing on that. There's also a DA race. We'll be heavily focusing on that. There's also Michael Proctor. Is he going to be on trial? Yeah. What I mean by that, this week is Proctor going to be on trial? It's actually Brian Walsh on trial, but Proctor is kind of on trial this week because the question is, will they bring him up? Will they put him on the stand? It's going to be like Karen Reed Part 2 again. Part 3, Part 4, because we also have Karen Reed 3 going on. We have these civil trials, these dueling civil trials that we're all talking about. And they're putting out videos now, and they're doing shows. And Nick Rocco is going to have a channel with Karen Reed and Alan Jackson. It's been pretty much confirmed on Twitter by Nick. That's happening. And now you have the other side, the Julie Carpenters and the Tuesday Gazettes. They got their own show, and now they're going to bring on Chris Albert, which is going to be pretty funny to see that. Chris Albert coming on his show. Is Chris going to be nice? Is Chris going to be bombastic? Is Chris going to be truthful? You got Canton Chronicle tonight, I think at 7 p.m. with John and Boozy. They're going to be going all over all that stuff. So there's so much to be thankful for and to look forward to finding out what's actually going on with John O'Keefe for Justice for John and with Karen Reed. And that's what we're going to kind of focus on here. It's going to continue to focus on. There are some changes, obviously. I played that song tonight. You know, it is what it is. I could tonight get 1,000 live viewers and do the drama and stoke the drama. I could have easily had the most controversial guest here tonight and just turn it up to 100. But that's not really what I want to do here we're going to focus on Canton. We're going to focus on what's important, especially on this show. So that's what we're doing tonight. Yeah. And this is a big one, Kelly. Kelly Pearson. Hey, Kelly. Good to see you. That's somebody who knows me very well. Very well, Kelly. You know if we're you know the reputation of my family. We're tough son of a bitches, and so isn't your family. She says, in the civil trial, will they be allowed to show more evidence than was not allowed in the criminal trial? Yes, absolutely. And especially, the big thing about the McAlberts, the first motion, they want to bring it to the federal trial so we can't see what's happening. So there's no cameras in the federal trial. So a federal civil trial, we won't actually get to watch. But if it's in the state level, we'll get to see all of that. And absolutely what you said is true. That's another reason why I'm supporting Karen Reed's Civil Defense Fund. Whether you like Karen or not, some people are fed up with Karen. I have no issues with Karen at all. She's always treated me very well. But I get some people don't like it. There's been a PR campaign against her from multiple sides at this point. But the big thing is, I want to see her get funding so that she could put all of these state troopers on the three state troopers, Yuri Buchanan, Brian Tully, Michael Proctor, all of them on the stand again. And they're going to be able to ask a lot more questions, questions that Beverly Canone wouldn't let be asked. The questions that Alan Jackson wasn't able to ask the first two trials. Some of them didn't, Proctor didn't even get a second shot on the stand last time. Will he get, he's definitely going to get deposed. So this is what I'm talking about. It's another bite at the apple for number one, Alan Jackson, who's going to know more information, which means he's going to ask better questions. And number two, he can ask better questions because of the nature of civil. It's much easier to go to places where you couldn't in the criminal trial. Absolutely great question, Kelly. And it's why I did post again her fundraiser. If you want to support that, it's in the chat. And she's also going to get to ask the same questions to all of these House defendants. That was a great question. Thank you so much, Kelly Pearson. Good to see you. Say hello to your whole family for me. I love them. Tough son of SOBs. That family started as a farming family. They're tough. Some of them still do farm. All right. Let's we're going to focus on all of it, It's funny, one of the trolls got really mad. They're always wrong, they're always conspiratorial. And one of their comments today was like, when are you going to promote Kelsey Fitzsimmons and post her fundraiser, not just do Karen Reed? The last show that got the most views of any of our shows recently was on Kelsey Fitzsimmons with Nan Gallagher. We did 3 streams that day. 3 streams on that one day. That was our last day of real streaming. All on Kelsey Fitzsimmons. It's weird how people overlook the real stuff and they want to focus on the drama, which we could do that. We could get 20,000 views tonight or whatever and do the drama, but I'm not doing that. I'm focusing on the real stuff. And Kelsey Fitzsimmons, oh yeah, we're covering that. The last Grace Curley show I did, Nan Gallagher discussed Kelsey Fitzsimmons. So we are definitely continuing to cover that. We're not going to sit here every night and beat the drum on it when there's no updates on it. But when there's new stuff to report, court hearings, all of that, we'll be there. We'll be covering it and supporting Kelsey. And I'd say give a prayer to Kelsey today. And if you can give a donation, definitely do so. But give her a prayer because the most important thing is getting her home. And we want to pray right now that she gets released before Christmas. And the SJC could decide any day this week. This could be the week. The next 2 weeks, I bet we'll have a decision on Kelsey, whether she's going to come home. Yeah. And both of these, they both need support. I'm not telling you to not support one. Support them both if you can. And if you only feel comfortable supporting one of them, that's fine too. Do what you feel is right, but I hope you consider supporting both for the same reasons, really. Exposing corruption in Massachusetts. And again, we'll be streaming tomorrow morning, the Brian Walsh trial, opening statements. It's going to be interesting to see what the prosecution and the defense, how they handle Proctor, if he's mentioned, if he's alluded to in these opening statements. It's going to tell us a lot because I don't know what their defense is. This is what's the interesting part about tomorrow with Brian Walsh. We're going to get a look at what their actual defense is going to be tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes. All right. So you know what? What I want to do is I want to go back to when Helena Rafferty was still the chief of police. When we were fighting for changes. That's the wrong video. But that was my Tai Chi video. Please go check that out. Subscribe. Actually, before that, we do that. Let's bring up the McAlberts. I want to bring up this McAlbert thing first. This is interesting. We have it. Here we go. It's from Boozy Beauty. Boozy Beauty on X and Twitter created this little clip from the McAlberts' new show. Basically, they have a new podcast, YouTube show, and this is their special announcement about what they're doing upcoming.
Then at that point, then the witnesses can answer, and they did answer after about a week. We all saw it the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and they are going to move it to federal court. So the great thing about federal court is that there is no Alan Jackson show. There is nothing for the cameras. It is very serious.
This is funny. This is Julie Carpenter, and it's so funny. Like they're like, we're taking control. We're going to take it to federal court. You know, a lot of this actually getting a YouTube channel and them coming out is interesting, and having a website and doing fundraising now. I think they should have done this a long time ago. And I think it's also a compliment to all of us who have been doing these YouTube shows, because I think they realize the power in this, but I think it's a little too late for them. They are getting a little traction, I'm going to say, but I think in the end, it's not going to come off good. And I think this is one of the reasons why. Julie Carpenter right here saying, well, one of the reasons we want to take it to federal court is we don't want anyone to watch it. If you want to prove your innocence, if you're actually innocent, like all of these House defendants claim to be, like Brian Higgins and the Alberts and the McCabe's, they all claim that they're innocent. Why wouldn't they want people to watch the trial that proves their innocence? I'd want everybody to watch it. And that's one of the reasons I feel like Karen Reed on her side and Kelsey Fitzsimmons on her side, why I actually have a lot more faith in them. They want people to watch it. They want people to see the facts. They want people to judge the testimony. Where you have a guy like that guy, Justin, the ex-fiance, he's like trying to, it looks like he's I don't know. I'm wondering, because Justice Serve had some of their YouTube videos struck. Who's striking those? Like, it seems like they want to gag us. And we saw that with the DA's office, Norfolk County, Michael Morrissey, and these McAlberts. They're continuing. They don't want us to be able to dig into this, to see what's going on. Not really smart. Like, so keep talking. Like, that's the thing. And the more they talk, the worse it is for them. They're kind of stuck in a catch-22. So let's hear what else their spokespeople have to say. And these are their spokespeople. This is the new McAlbert channel.
It is the truth. And so we're all very excited. I think you guys are excited about that. I'm excited about it. I think for the first time, we're not going to have this circus and this dog and pony show and these carnival barkers with.
We're going to know the truth. We're going to hide it. We want the truth hidden. Is that what you're saying, Julie? Are you serious? Explain that to me, Julie. Explain that to me. We might agree on some things, Julie, and disagree on other things, but I don't understand that. I don't understand how you don't want the truth to be heard. How you think that's a good thing to shut out the cameras. Yeah, I get there's some spectacle to it, but the facts went out. People get to see the actual facts.
Just the ridiculousness that they've created. So now at this point, the witnesses will really be able to speak their truth in a forum that's not going to allow the dramatics.
Like Julie said, I don't think people understand how much that game is over.
A few moments later.
I don't really know I don't know if they have to have a hearing and they argue. Does it stay in federal? Does it leave? I don't really know what that, I don't know.
I think she can fight it. I think she can fight it, but she's
Okay.
raised federal issues in her complaint.
Right.
So I don't know how
maybe
much of an argument she's going to have to move it back.
Okay, I wonder if maybe she'd have to remove some of those claims, right?
Yeah,
Maybe
probably.
that's what it would have to be. Okay, so that'll be
I mean,
interesting.
I don't know how
if
that works, but I would assume.
I don't either. Yeah, so we'll have to ask someone so we can talk about it next time and see. I don't know if they have a hearing or what goes on, but that will be really interesting. Really.
It's the other thing too. This is not a done deal. We really don't know if it's going to stay in federal court, right? There's some more. Let's look at their special announcement too. They had some special announcement here. I think this is this one. Yeah, this is it where they do the special announcement. Let's watch this
We're
one.
thrilled to announce that in our upcoming episodes, we'll be joined by some truly special guests, some who haven't been able to share their perspectives publicly. Carrie Roberts will be joining us. Chris Albert will be joining us. Brendan Kane will be joining us. John Jackson will be joining us. A lot more of John's friends will be joining us, and even more guests, special guests are lined up that we can't wait to introduce to you.
So Chris Albert's going to be on their little show. Who knows who else? It sounds like they have some special guests. That is their website. If you want to support the McAlberts, yeah, they want to speak their truth in silence. They don't want anyone to see it. If a tree falls in the forest, does anyone? Right? I mean, that's the whole thing. If a tree falls in the forest, does anyone really know if it fell in the forest? Really? Thank you so much. Shout out to Mike. Happy holidays. Happy holidays to you too. LGO 4381. Thank you so much for the super chat today. I didn't miss any because it looks like my super chat thing is gone. Weird. StreamYard, what's going on? Huh. I see them when they come through, but I don't have the special area to. That's weird. I may miss some of your super chats today. It's not anything personal. I'll try to keep an eye out. All right. So this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to go back to Canton. And this is from a time when we were fighting for an audit. We were fighting to remove Helena Rafferty, and we were successful. We were fighting to remove select board members. We removed most of them. There's going to be another election this year, this coming 2026 in the spring. So we're winning on this, and this is what I'm going to start focusing on again, like we always have, is Canton. What's going on in Canton? And what you're going to see in this video, this is from Canton Community Television. Tim, thank you. He was there again on Sunday. Tim is always there. The crew at Canton Community Television, they've only got a few employees. They're always there. They're amazing. They do such great work. They provide all of this content that we share on YouTube. And this is one of the moments where we all came together and we all spoke and we gathered and we stood out. We held signs and we did a march to Canton Police Department. And it worked. And I got to say, all of these people that spoke, I'm still close to these people. They're still my friends, and probably now more than ever. And that's one of the things that matters to me, too. So I'm going to play their videos, and we're going to continue to focus on Canton like we always have, and we always will. So let's play this video. And remember how far we come and where we're going. We're like 3/4 of the way there. Or maybe 2/3 of the way there. Or 60% of the way there. We can't stop now. No quit.
On Saturday, September 14th, just under 70 people gathered on the front lawn of the Canton Police Station from noon to 3 to protest for accountability and transparency, according to event co-organizer Dana Leonard. The group stood on both sides of Washington Street, holding signs and banners about the Karen Reed and Sandra Birchmore cases. Shortly before 1 p.m., a speaking program was held.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for coming out. Woo! We got a good crowd here. I'm so proud of all of you. Today we're here for the citizens of Canton so that we might give them a platform for them to voice their opinions, their comments, because they're being ignored by the Canton Police Department and the Select Board. So we have a couple speakers here today. I think you'll enjoy them. Our first one will be Miss Rita Lombardi.
Go get him, Rita.
Okay, thank you everyone for coming. This is an incredible day. Everyone here is courageous, standing up against law that is not following the law. So corruption. And we are here because we lack trust and safety with the Canton Police Station. We need to be safe, and only the select few are safe. And that's a problem. The people in this town do not feel safe, which is why we are desperately seeking a police audit firm now. Canton has a request for proposal for an independent firm to come in and audit the police department and audit the payroll records and the collective bargaining agreement and everything else that is going on with the police department. We have a right to know what is going on, and we need a police audit. So if you know anyone in the business who does police audits, please reach out to them and ask them to email Randy Scollins. It's rscollins@town.canton.ma.us. Please, time is of the essence. The request for proposals end September 30th at noon. We are begging you to please reach out to people that you know so that they can come in here and do an audit. We have an audit committee that has 5 members on it. And you would think that's okay. But the proponents of the audit only have 2 of those voting positions. The other 3 are going to outvote the other 2. So we have a problem, which we are hoping that we can have integrity in the process. But we need to guard against any issues. And that is why we need as many people as possible to bid on this job. We have issues with police not following the law. We have issues with contracts not being honored or settlements. We have an officer, Michael Lank, who had a settlement against him in 2007. And in that confidential settlement, he was never to get promoted. He has been promoted multiple times. And last year, he made well over $200,000. That is the punishment for someone who cost this town $300,000 in settlement fees. He was rewarded for his behavior. We have 40 people, according to the Gov Salary website, we have 40 full-time employees in the Canton Police Force. Of the 40 employees, 11 of them, 11, but 28% took home 40% of the money that was paid to our police. That is a lot of money. And of the top 11, 3 were patrolmen. We have patrolmen in 2023 that were making, one was making $216,000 and one made $259,000. That is an 80% increase for one. In 2 years, he got an 80% increase, and the other one got a 69% increase from 2021 to 2023. Something is wrong when people get those kinds of increases. And let's not forget Paul Gallagher, the top guy at the scene for John O'Keefe. He made he made $320,000 in 2023. And Mike Lake made $247,000, a 31% increase. So, and we have so much love here. So many people are coming by here today, offering us love and showing their support for the citizens that are standing up against power, for truth and justice. And we did have, as we always have in Canton, the McGalbert salute. So we did have someone come through and give us the McGalbert salute. And then we had a witness's child, 12-year-old child, come back with the witness driving the car, yelling profanities out the window. Okay? That's not what you find on the Free Karen Reed movement. That's not what you find for Sandra Birchmore. And that's another thing. The Canton police have botched murder investigations. So we don't have a problem paying top dollar to our police force, but we expect performance to go with that money. And when we pay someone $320,000 and the best he can do is solo cups, a leaf blower, and leave the crime scene abandoned and everything else that was done to botch that investigation, what are we paying for? We need to pay for performance. And if they're not doing their performance, then we do not need to give them increases. So we need to take a look at what's going on with the police salaries, monies, and what people are doing for performance, because this is wrong. We need truth and justice and accountability. And that's what we need. And that's what we're here for today. We are standing up. And that is why this police audit is so important. Please, please, we are begging you, for people that know and do police audits, please ask them to email rscollins at canton.town.maus. Please do it now. And thank you for your support, because together we are the best people in this country. These people that come together for this movement transcend politics. We do not care what your political beliefs are. We stand together on values and truth and justice and the American way. And we will not give up until we get truth and justice and safety for all. Thank you.
Gotta say about my friend Rita Lombardi, we send all of our love to Rita. She gave up so much of her being over the last 2-3 years on the town of Canton. And I would love to have her back on the show. I just actually asked her, but she is she's with her family for these holidays. She lost a very important person in her family, and she sacrificed a lot over the last couple of years, and she just needs to focus on herself and healing and catching up with everything that she missed over the last couple of years. And I feel that. And God bless Rita. We miss her. We love her. Fucking Rita. Oh, I love you. I love you, Rita Lombardi.
Great job.
Well, there I am. There I am filming.
Yeah.
Rita Lombardi, everybody. Give it up for Rita. She knows what she's talking about. Next up, I'm going to have someone who is the genius behind Mazza Media. Everybody, please welcome Mark Mazza.
Mazza. All right, hey, brother. Good to see you. Good afternoon. We're outside the Canton Police Department, of course, in Canton, Massachusetts. Today, we are out here to basically make a statement, which is we can't stand by a lack of transparency from any police department in the state of Massachusetts, whether that's the Canton Police Department, another town's police department, or the state police department. We're out here in droves tonight, many people with signs, shirts, hats, everything going on right now, because we're just basically tired of a lack of transparency. We want to get out here, raise awareness for not only Karen Reed's case, but Sandra Birchmore's case and other cases that are going on. Obviously, a state police officer recently was involved in an accident, lost his life. These are things that we raise questions about, have questions about, want answers on. A lot of us have spent a lot of our time over the past year or more out here speaking at standouts all across the state, even beyond the state of Massachusetts, even in other countries, because so many people believe in this message of what's going on, anti-corruption messages. You've got a Canton Police Department that is after multiple people right now, accusing them of witness intimidation. We're holding signs across the street. We're holding signs across the street in downtown Canton, Massachusetts. You have a chief of police that won't let that go. A clerk magistrate that's already determined that it was not witness intimidation. We need the chief to just kind of not pursue that anymore. Leave those people alone. If people want to have, people have the right to hold signs, to wear shirts, to hold American flags, to stand up tall and stand up proud. This is the United States of America. We do have First Amendment rights. That flag back there says "We the people." This is the United States. We need all kinds of corruption and all kinds of basically favorable treatment towards American citizens to always basically be consistent and not rules for thee and rules for not thee. And that's exactly what we're all here for. A lot of us have been very vocal about this. You just heard from Rita Lombardi. This woman is a great example of standing tall and standing up for everything. And that's exactly what we're seeing from all these people. Many people here could be vacationing anywhere they wanted in the state of Massachusetts, going anywhere they wanted, but they dedicated their Saturday to be here. Not everyone's from Canton. Many people are. Many people are from across the state, maybe even New Hampshire and other states. But we're here because we take this message very seriously, that what goes on in this town shouldn't go on in this town. And what goes on in this town shouldn't go on in any town, not only in Massachusetts, but across this great nation, and furthermore, across this world. So we're going to continue to be out here, holding signs, wearing hats, fighting for Karen's freedom. We don't agree with the way the police conducted their investigation at all. Why was there so much taillight found after the fact, after the murder of John O'Keefe that was basically placed on Karen Reed, which we do not believe in at all, which we're fighting against. We believe it was a cover-up, and we're not going to stop fighting, and we're not going to quit until we get answers on that, no matter how long it takes. We're going to continue to stand tall, stand boldly, and stand proud as long as it takes. So thank you so much, and thank you to everyone that came here. We love you guys. We're all in this together. We always got each other's back, and we're going to continue to stand tall. Free Karen Reed, justice for Sandra Birchmore, and of course, justice for John O'Keefe.
Yes. Woo! Good job, Maz.
From Mazza Media, that was Mark Mazza. Give it up for Mark. Next up, we're going to have my better half, from Resistant to Silence, Dana Leonard.
All right, Dana. All right, good afternoon, everybody. Good to see everybody here. Appreciate you coming out. Thank you for joining us today. For those who don't know me, I'm Dana from a little show called Resistance to Silence. I'm not a Canton resident. I'm an outsider. As an outsider looking in, I see what's happening in this town and the way the people who truly care about this town are being treated. For well over a year now, I've witnessed how poorly these people are treated, how they're disrespected, and how the concerns they voice are dismissed by members of the select board and members of the Canton Police Department, and it makes me sick. The adversity that these good people face each day is appalling. To be clear, I've stated the word members of each because both the select board and the police department, certain members, the perception is that everyone is lumped into one big mess. I personally don't believe that this is the case. There's a handful of bad apples in each pile. Well, in this case, a few more than a few. But those are the ones that make us sick, not all of them. The citizens who stand up and fight for what's right, for the greater good of the future, for their families and their community are being targeted. Targeted because they don't conform to what is somehow deemed the norm by a corrupt boys club that continues to intimidate, bully, and instill fear in many individuals in this town and beyond. These citizens who stand up for what is right should be applauded. Thank you all. All right, Dana. Hold on. And cheered for all they do, for the desire to drive positive change in not only this town, but in this country. These people are true patriots. Is asking for transparency and accountability asking too much? In most cases, the answer is no. It's not asking too much. But here in Canton, asking these things is somehow deemed a threat to a culture that shouldn't exist, a culture that can only live in peace when things and individuals fit into their controlling narrative. Select board meetings where public comments fall on deaf ears, 3 minutes of time allotted for individuals to voice their concerns are never addressed, never acknowledged. Instead, they're dismissed immediately by the select board, never taken into consideration or mentioned again. It's disrespectful. How quickly they forget who works for who. If I disrespected my boss in this manner, I would be fired. And I'll say these two words, Zoom call. Really? As if a 15-minute public comment with a 3-minute time limit isn't insulting enough, they continue to duck the people they work for. Hiding behind a screen is no way to regain the public's trust. Transparency in local government should increase the public's trust by providing the public with access to information about government activities, policies, and decision-making processes. This leads to better understanding of government operations and can reduce the potential for corruption and mismanagement. Again, the operative word here is should increase public trust. We are all here because we're very familiar with what's going on in this town. We're not alone. The country, the state, and the rest of the world is now watching. You would think that due to the fact that these people are now under a microscope, that things would change. The brazen disregard and disrespect of people who want something better for their community would slowly come to an end. That the institutions would work with people to attempt to make things right. What a joke. When all is said and done, this town and what's happening here, what we're fighting for is going to be the roadmap. The roadmap, the guidebook for the communities to follow and change the direction to build a better future. It's going to take time, but remember, the world is watching. And those of you who are failing to properly represent this town should be ashamed of yourselves. You know who you are, and if you don't, that's a huge part of the problem. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Look, I just want to make clear, everyone here is law-abiding. We are all law-abiding citizens. We are peaceful, and we pay our taxes, our fair share of taxes. People who are not law-abiding, who do not pay their fair share of taxes, and who terrorize people for speaking the truth, do not support the blue. We support the blue. We support the good blue.
The good cops. I love this. Thank you, Rita. I want to thank all of our super chatters. We've had some good super chats today. Mia Bito, what the duck? Thank you so much. And LaFerio, just coming through the last three. I hope I got them all up. StreamYard's been acting a little weird. It wasn't giving us the segregated super chats. It looks like it is now for the latest one. So thank you so much, everybody, kicking in. I also want to thank a special friend for kicking in a great Venmo the other night. They're going to remain anonymous. They don't want to get any BS at them, but they know who they are. I think they're watching. Thank you so much for the donation. All right, let's play a little more.
We support the blue who are law-abiding, who work collaboratively with their community, who do things ethically. We support you. We do not support blue that do not follow the law and entitled to being above the law. No one is entitled to be above the law. We support the blue, the good blue.
Yeah, Rita.
Thank you, Rita. Once again, love to have you talk. I could listen to you for hours. Next up, we have another Canton citizen who's put her blood, sweat, and tears into this town and wants to demand that we get answers. Her name is Brenda Sweeney.
I just want to say to all the citizens of Canton that are here today how proud I am of you for being out here. It's a risky environment, and there's always the chance that we'll get targeted. But when you go home, I want you to tell all the citizens that you know that wanted to be here but thought the risk was too great, that we hear them, we're here for them, and we got their back.
Right.
And there's some people in town that think that if you don't live in Canton, you shouldn't be here speaking. But this corruption goes way beyond the borders of Canton.
Right.
So whether you live in Canton now, you used to live in Canton, but you no longer do, or you never lived in Canton, you're welcome here and you're appreciated here. And every time.
Or if you're like me, you have a lot of friends in Canton. I have so many friends in Canton now. I probably have as many friends in Canton as I do in my hometown. That's wild to think like that. It's true though. We all have a lot of friends in Canton. I mean, look at some of these speakers. I consider them friends. A lot of them. I'm sure some of you do too.
I stand next to you, I soak up a little bit of your moxie, and I'm a stronger person for it. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you, thank you, thank you. And
Thank
as
you.
Jackson and Yannetti say, we ain't got no quit.
Yeah, that's the thing. Remember that? We ain't got no quit.
Thank you,
not quitting.
Brenda. Brenda actually had a really good week last week. She spoke at the select board meeting and she was amazing. So thank you, Brenda, for getting your voice out there. Next up, we have from the Young Jerks, Mike Crawford.
Oh, this is going to be interesting because I know I'm going to say some things that I might not have said today. But, you know, because I remember what I said, but I haven't listened to it. But I'm just going to preface it as this is, I don't think probably what I'm going to say here, like I disagree with even at this point. You know, so let's listen to what I said then. And if you notice too, out of all the speeches, I'm probably the only one who's saying this stuff because people were already kind of fed up there, honestly, with some bullshit that was going on. But let's see what I actually said in September of 2024 when I spoke in Canton.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for having me. I guess the reason I'm here is the lack of transparency in this town. Where's Helena? Where is she?
Where is she?
I mean, she came out to the select board meeting and accused citizens of all kinds of crap.
You know where the Canton police were that day? They were watching my live stream, writing down everything that Rich Schiffer said, the Duck King said to me, to use it against him in court. That's where they were. They literally were hiding but watching what we were doing on my live stream. I didn't know that at that point. I didn't know that they were going to be watching and transcribing everything that Rich said to me. I didn't even know I was going to meet Rich that day. This is the day that I met Rich and interviewed him on the street, and we've been friends ever since. He had the MAGA King hat. I'm back. I don't know what just happened. That was weird. All right, so I hope you heard most of that. Let's get the video back up. Oh no. The video went back too. That is weird. All right, we're just gonna play it anyways. We'll play it from where it's at. I don't know what just happened. That was so weird. All right. I'm gonna try to get back to where we were. It reverted back to where we started here on this video. All right, we'll kick it in right here. Hold on one second. That was weird. Let me make sure I get the volume up. It wasn't me either. I didn't click on anything. It just all of a sudden just kicked us out of here. Weird. Hold on. I'm almost there. 1 second. Do we have two versions of this up? What is going on? We do. That's what it is. Okay. Hold on. Okay. All right, let's get going again.
But now Kevin Albert's been suspended and reinstated. We have no idea who investigated. Who was the third party independent investigator? This is Mickey Mouse. I've interviewed hundreds of politicians on my show. They're all emailing me, sending me messages like, what is going on with this town? Select men, select women, select board members, city councilors, all across.
State office holders. I mean, you wouldn't believe some of the people I hear from, even like in the last couple weeks. People that have held the highest offices in Massachusetts saying, Mike, I can't believe what's going on. One of them said, I used to be close to Morrissey. I'm not anymore. The power players, even they know what's up. Even they know what's up. And they're watching. They're watching all this content. They're watching this show, actually. A lot of them.
The state are looking at Canton and saying, this is crazy. How do you do a third-party independent investigation, and we don't know who it is. Was it Brian Albert who ran the investigation?
Yelling. I was yelling.
Was it Chris Albert? Was it Morrissey ran the third party? I mean, this is what's going on in this town. The people show up. Mike says no comment. Mike says you're out of time. Mike says, you know what, Rita, after a minute and 30 seconds, I'm docking you.
I'm docking you.
That's not leadership. That's sticking your head in the sand, hiding from your citizens. This Zoom meeting crap. Are you kidding me? Your town is in crisis. You got multiple scandals. And look at the public support.
I almost skipped over this because I don't like watching myself speak and listen to myself, especially in public. But this is funny. This is like I was fired up. This is so far pretty damn good actually for me. I was a little fired. I'm shouting like Rita. I'm very fired up. This was our opportunity to tell the Canton police and the leadership in person how we felt. And this was like I was pretty fired up.
This is like one of the nicest weekends. You think I want to drive down 128 today to come to Canton? No.
Want to be there.
But I'm here because I'm so tired of it. I'm so tired of them pointing the fingers at us for covering this. All the lawsuit threats and the arrest threats. And if you don't talk to the state police, we're going to put you in jail. For what? Because I do a show that people listen to. Because I do a show that makes these fools uncomfortable. Because we do a show that the state police doesn't like. Because D.A. Morrissey's feelings have been hurt. So that's why I'm here today. I'm here to support the people in Canton, the citizens of Canton who have been shut down, who have been threatened, who have been had smears thrown at them, letters in the mail. They had acid thrown in their lawns. And this police department does nothing. They say nothing. It's cover-up mode. That's all it is. So we're going to keep coming back. We're just going to keep coming back until we get leaders that aren't silent, that don't just shut their mouth and put their head in the sand. I'm going to say it again. Where is Helena? If she had any leadership, she'd be right here talking to us. Where are you, Helena?
Are you Scott shaking his head? Yeah, where is she? Where? Why? I mean, that's the difference. As soon as this Joe Perkins came out, the interim police chief, he came out and talked to them during one of their standouts right in front of the police department, I believe it was. He did exactly what I was suggesting Helena did. That's what a professional did. He did what I suggested. And it turned the tide for him.
Missing in action? Are you at Foxborough today? I mean, it seems like she's more concerned about her overtime at the Putnam Club at Foxborough than she is for the Canton citizens that pay her salary. So we're here. We want transparency. We want some respect. And people are tired of paying their taxes for this crap show that's going on. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to support the citizens. We want transparency. We want a police audit. And we're sick of the silence and the lack of transparency. This doesn't happen in other places. This is not normal. So I just want to thank everyone who's here today. You guys.
I wear a polo too before JFK made the polos cool. I'm wearing a polo t-shirt there. I don't know if people noticed that. I think he stole that from me. No. The polo in the bag. I got the polo in the bag there.
Thank you so much. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you so much for having me. I'm the Young Jerks. Thank you.
Great job, Mike. Good job, Mike.
Okay, I just want to give an update too, because the people that speak out like myself, we are terrorized in this town. So people who speak out in other towns, you're safe. But when we speak out in Canton, the people that don't want us to speak out, the people that benefit from whatever is going on behind, threaten us. 4 of us received threatening letters in last fall, and other actions have been done. Most recently in July, right after the verdict or non-verdict or whatever you wanted, the circus court ignores the verdict. Okay, they say we're a circus, but it was a circus court that ignored the verdict. And
That's so true. You know what? JFK, it's true. I love what the duck. She says, I don't know, Mike. JFK was putting the polos in the bag at age 15. He certainly was. I actually got caught at one point. So the last time I ever ripped something off, my friend used to work at Kmart. And we were all into music. He was into music. He was an older kid. And he's like, they don't have any security on these cassettes. Just stick one in your pocket. So I almost got arrested. Let's just put it that way. At age 15, I wasn't stealing the polos. I was stealing the cassettes, the music. I was stealing music. Like Abby Hoffman said, steal this book. I was stealing the music. It's fucking hilarious. It just shows you my thing in music. I've had an obsession with music since then. Kmart. Yeah, I think I got banned from the Kmart for a while. I didn't get arrested because I left. Like, I realized the security guard was following me, so I left it. I didn't go out. Man, that's when I learned my lesson. I learned all my lessons like prior to high school, like in junior high, elementary school, and junior high. Like, I did all the bad shit then. Got in all the fights, and yeah, just pretty funny.
that outraged the other side. We thought they threw bleach on our lawns. When it was tested, we found out it was a chemical called SimClean 50. Highly toxic, commercial grade cleaner, drum cleaner. SimClean 50 was thrown all over my lawn, and the Sweeney.
Someone said Napster. You know what's so funny is we got a letter at one point from like Comcast when we were living in the city. We had like open internet browse, Wi-Fi. We never had a password on our internet Wi-Fi. And we got a letter about like downloading. Remember that show Bones? Someone had downloaded a whole episode of Bones, and it wasn't us. It was like someone had jumped on our Wi-Fi, probably sitting outside our house or the next door neighbor, and downloaded an episode of Bones, and we got threatened. I was like, what the hell is this? That's the day we figured out how to put the password on the internet Wi-Fi. Jesus Christ. So funny. Oh, it's so funny. All right, let's play a little more of this. Rita's going. I love Rita.
Garden, which they share with their neighbors, and Jennifer O'Donnell's lawn. People threw SimClean 50 on our properties to silence us. That's terrorism, domestic terrorism, and it needs to stop. And we need to be safe in this town, and we do not feel safe. We do not feel safe with this police department. Many people are good, but you got bad people. And when the bad people take over, the good people are silent. We cannot have good people silent. We have to have good people stand up, just like all of these people here. These are brave Americans. And you see the love going by here with the beeps and the cheers. People support us. They support what we're doing. We need all good Americans to come together for truth and justice. The time is now. And it starts here in Canton, Massachusetts. Let's do it.
Rita is so,
I just want to say one more thing. Journalists have been attacked here. Turtle Boy, if you're a journalist in this state, if you care about activism, free speech, journalism, you got to support Turtle Boy. I don't care if you don't agree with its tactics or you don't like them. Free Turtle Boy. Free Turtle Boy. Free Karen Reed. Free Turtle Boy. Free Turtle Boy. Free Turtle Boy. Free Turtle Boy. Free Turtle
Isn't that
Boy.
funny?
Free.
See what I'm saying? I think I was the first one to bring his name up that day. It's pretty wild to look back on that. Right?
Turtle Boy. Free Turtle Boy. Free Turtle Boy. Free Turtle Boy. Justice for Sandra. Yep. Justice for Sandra.
Wow, thank you. Thank you, Rita. Thank you. Good job, everybody. The next person I'm having up is an expert on the Sandra Birchmore case, which is related to the Canton Police Department and their poor investigation of that murder. Yes, it was a murder. I'd like to bring up Suzanne.
Thank you, everyone.
Suzanne's great.
I have the honor of being a representative of the Justice for Sandra Birchmore movement, which brings me here today, among all the other reasons that we're here today. When Sandra's story dropped, we were already active in the Free Karen Read movement, and it hit like a ton of bricks. It was already a nightmare that someone like me, or like any of us, could die in jail because the corrupt ones have a
Well, if people want to know what the CD was, or no, actually, it wasn't a CD; it was a tape. I'm embarrassed to say it, but I'm truthful. I'm never not gonna tell the truth on things like this. It was friggin' Bon Jovi. I stole the Bon Jovi cassette tape. That they got me. Imagine that. It was freaking Bon Jovi.
set agenda and don't give a care. And then one of them abused and killed one of our own. One that looked like my daughter. One that was going to have a baby. I felt it. I divided myself between both movements, but Sandra needed more, not just because there were no fancy lawyers and cameras. She and her baby had been killed, and there wasn't a damn thing we could do about it. During the course of standing out, researching, and pushing for her justice, I have had the honor of bonding with her family, and we are not giving up on seeking justice for Sandra until they are all in jail, and that other victims are receiving help, and we can all heal from this devastating loss of a young woman and her unborn baby. Because both cases share the problem of a troubled justice system that fails to protect women, both cases call for people like me, accidental activists, and take to courthouse steps.
It was actually before that Sarah. It was the album before that. So it was a early album. I was into Bon Jovi like the first two albums before anyone discovered them. It's like an early Bon Jovi guy.
And speak outside of police stations and town halls because we have to put an end to the blaming, shaming, and framing of women. Karen Read was and still is expected to give up fighting the system and go to jail or just drop dead, according to the text banter by the investigators who did almost nothing, yet continue to double down on destroying her. Sandra's case is different and more egregious in some ways because she's dead. Sandra and her unborn child were killed by a police officer. They started destroying her life when she was 12 years old. She was 12 and looking to these officers for guidance and a way to channel her boundless energy. Sandra wanted to make the world a better place. These predators instead stole her energy and exploited her until one, Matthew Farwell, had the audacity to take her life because she was an inconvenience. It was not only blatantly obvious that he did it, but the other officers were made aware of harm that she was incurring for years. And what did these men do in response to this horrible truth? They did their level best to make it all go away. In an almost seamless manner that keeps me awake most nights, pouring through stories, reports, and cases filed, and screaming at the screen, how dare you? How dare all of you? The forces at play are the same in both Karen Read's case and Officer John O'Keefe's case and Sandra's case. The difference is that Karen is here to fight. Karen is alive to fight. And Karen has a voice and so many great voices, and thank God for that. Sandra and her baby need for us to give them more of a voice over the din, one that is powerful enough to overcome the abject chaos that is occurring in Norfolk County in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. While you, at the same time, Helena Rafferty, say absolutely nothing, we are here to speak for all of them. And I thank you all for that. Thank you.
It's amazing to play this back because so much has happened since then. Matthew Farwell's been arrested. Robert Devine has been before the Post Commission. We've had somebody that was groomed by him, Ashley, on our show recently. And Helena Rafferty is no longer at the Canton Police Department. So a lot of change happened because of this. We have someone in the chat right now who's going to come up. I sent out a link to a few friends today to see if anyone wanted to kind of jump up on here. Maybe I'll throw the link in the chat a little bit later. But I have someone here that I want to bring up on the show. Before I do that, real quick, This was the album. It wasn't Slippery When Wet. It was 7800 Fahrenheit, released on March 27th, 1985. It was before Slippery When Wet. That's the album that we were referencing earlier. Let's bring up our friend. Hey, DJ, how you doing today?
Good. How you doing, Mr. Crawford?
Good to see you. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's 15 degrees here. Just took the dogs out there until my fingers almost froze off. Or I took them for a walk.
Any snow?
There is snow, but it's not sticking. It's really, really light snow.
Good.
So, yeah. And by the way, real quick, hello, shout out to Sarah in Shock and Horror and Boston Bia in the chat.
Yes, love to see them. Great people here in the chat tonight. And I love all our people in the chat. A lot of Canton locals too, like Dennis Sweeney's here.
The legend.
It's just like the best people. I want to thank everyone who's here today. Yeah. What do you want to say on Sunday? Because I'm trying to just refocus and just get, like I said, I'm trying to do Tai Chi. I want to see some people do some Tai Chi with me, and I love it. Like it's what do you do to kind of unwind from the shit, the stress, and because there's been a lot of stress around your show too with some other stuff that's not even related to the main drama, in terms of like lawsuits and not maybe you but other people related to your show. It's been a wild trip for a lot of people lately. What do you kind of do to unwind from this?
Well, exercise is the main thing. When I work, at least 8 hours a day, and in my job, you can't have a phone in there. So I can't be subject to everything that's going on Twitter. So there's that. And I take, so I don't have that issue. And then I go ahead and take a break. And then, in my off time, I'm usually something every day. I'm either doing jogging or going to the gym to work out or hiking. And now I had like a partial knee replacement in May. And I think I'm ready to go and try to get back into BJJ and see how I do now that my knee, I think, is at least strong enough that I can train. So yeah, yoga. I teach yoga, like teaching.
You
once a
teach
week.
yoga?
Yeah,
that's awesome. It's another one I want to try.
Yeah, just like exercise is like the great thing. I went and swam this morning. Like the Air Force Academy is like 4 miles from my house or less. So now I can just go use their pool, which I hadn't done the year that I've been here. So yeah, that's how I de-stress.
Phenomenal. Swimming's great too. I love swimming.
Yep. It's something I picked up during COVID and ended up doing some pretty long distance. I think I got up to like 2.7 miles, I think was my longest open water. And then I would go home and swim across the Hudson because my hometown's on the Hudson River. So yeah.
Phenomenal. Anything else you want to bring up today or mention?
Dude,
or
man, I'm
about,
just,
promote?
I think I guess what I would want to say to the community is that we have to sort of step up our game now that the McAlberts have their own YouTube channel. And it's interesting that they didn't have that when they were just witnesses in a case. And John O'Keefe was still a victim at that point. And now they have a big defense fund going, and they now have a YouTube channel that's spewing their nonsense. So I think this is a really good time to try to refocus on lending some support to Karen, to both, just financially and, in spirit, in our, showing up at court and these kinds of things, and letting them know that when they're stepping up, we're not stepping back. It's kind of like being in a fight. You know what I mean? Like you can step back, tactically speaking, but if you run away, then that person's just going to come back to you again. And that's what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with a bunch of entitled, imperialistic, regal thinking bullies that think that they run the town and that they can basically give us a lot of sort of BS answers, and that we're going to believe it because we're really stupid and we can't figure it out.
I think, what do you think the fact that they want to take it to federal court and they bring up the fact that it helps them because it won't be televised? To me, that screams, you don't want to show people the proof. Like if it was me and I was being accused of some kind of crime that I didn't do, I'd want it to be televised so people can actually see the evidence and not, just the YouTube shows. And maybe that's skewed. Maybe that's, through somebody's viewpoint. But when people actually watch the trial in person, they see the testimony, they see the facts, they see the reality. And to me, the fact that they don't want to have it at state court and the first thing they're trying to do is move it over to federal. And Julie Carpenter is up on YouTube. The first thing she says is, well, this is great because now people won't be able to watch it on TV. What do you think about that statement?
I think it's really interesting. I mean, I think if you and I were to do a line by line right now from the night of 29 January 2022, we'd see this is consistent with everything that they've done. Everything they've done looks suspicious, looks guilty, shows consciousness of guilt. And it's such that it's kind of like if you picked the best pizza place on the north end of Boston and you brought me there really hungry, I would be like devouring that pizza. That is sort of the way that the police would have dealt with the Alberts if they weren't the Alberts. So it's consistent. It goes along with everything from throwing the phones away and all of a sudden getting, the court order and Chloe and redoing the basement and selling the house and Colin wasn't there and every single thing they've done that looks suspicious. And I don't just mean the Alberts. I mean the dishonest police as well. Oh, why take photos of somebody's car that we're about to allege ran somebody over and killed him with it? I mean, there's no need for photos. Is there, Mike?
It was needed. This is just, the other thing too is like one of the first things when you bring up the police officer, I think about Berkowitz. And I think about what Aiden uncovered with Berkowitz from the very beginning is that Berkowitz contacted a reporter, a real newspaper type reporter, because that reporter at the very beginning, one of their first stories had noted that John's body was found on the lawn of a Boston police officer. And Berkowitz immediately reached out to that journalist and was like, you have to remove the info about the Alberts. You can't include that in the story. And that screamed cover up right from the beginning. So it's been going on since the very first story. And it wasn't even a Turtle Boy story. It was the local newspaper. So it just shows you how this has never changed from Berkowitz, who's now dead, to the current, where they're basically crowing that they're not going to show it on television. They're going to stick it in federal court where there's no TV cameras. It's just never changed. They're trying to alter the perception of what gets shown to the public and kind of try to filter and show what's not true. It's like if you wanted reality, if you wanted people to know what actually happened, you would want that televised. Any innocent person, they want it televised. That's why Karen has never wanted it not to be televised. If you look at Kelsey Fitzsimmons' family, and their advocates, they want it to be televised. They want people to see the evidence. It's the ones who have something to hide who are like, let's bring it to federal court where people can't see it. I couldn't believe that was one of her first statements, Julie Carpenter, and that this is who they picked as their spokespeople. Yes. It's like, wow, are you really serious? People give it Karen shit for supposed spokespeople. Karen doesn't even have any spokespeople out there. It's funny, they go after Nick. I look Nick as like a producer.
He's chill.
Nick is a get shit done guy.
Yes.
He's not her spokesperson, people. He's the guy that and he's doing it as a volunteer. He's a business guy. When she wants to do a fundraiser, when she wants to do something like that, that's project oriented, where you have to bring people together and do things correctly, and it's complicated, and you have to do follow through. That's Nick. Nick is a guy who gets shit done. He's not a spokesperson. I know sometimes he speaks on court TV, but that's his opinion. He's speaking from his heart. He knows a lot. He has a unique perspective and information that others don't have, but he's not a spokesperson. I feel like Julie Carpenter and them are spokespersons for this group of people because they made this special announcement that these, the family of John, Chris Albert, they're all coming on our show. This is big news, and this is what we're doing. And it's part of that campaign. You can see it. So it's interesting.
And you know what? We found another consistency that you just uncovered, Mike, as you're wont to do. That this journalist, I now remember, I forgot all about him. He felt bad that he agreed to remove that now because I saw a story or a tweet or something where he was quoted as saying he regrets doing that. And another consistency in this case is that We can't find a Nicholas Barros aside, Nicholas Barros notwithstanding, we can't find one individual who did the right thing when they were supposed to, whether that's Tom Kelleher, whether that's Lank, whether that's Gallagher, whether that's Sean Good, whether that's any one of the troopers, even Jeff Noble, who had the chance to investigate this when he came in and clean things up and really show us that he's cleansed things. What they did is they took and they made a Lee Harvey Oswald of Mike Proctor. When we all know, and this I think is actually, I never thought of this analogy before. The analogy of Lee Harvey Oswald is that he was the patsy, which he actually said on camera, but there was a much deeper conspiracy that led to the murder of John F. Kennedy. And Mike Proctor is being held out as, oh, this guy's the problem. He is a
limited
symptom.
hangout. Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
They call it a limited hangout where they just want you to focus. It's kind of like I worry about Sandra Birchmore being the same thing, just going to be about Matthew Farwell, where, I think it goes deeper. I think what Mizzy says a lot, it's who we have on the screen right here, Suzanne Cleveland.
Yeah.
They know more about this. Yeah, they know more about this. They've looked into it, and they think it goes wider than Matthew Farwell. And yeah, like I think there's a lot of limited fallout going out, limited hangout, where they just want you to focus on one piece of it, and they say, we got exposed in that, so let's just make them the fall guy, and we'll just stop it at there. And that's what they try to do with Proctor. It's true, so true.
And it's not going to work. The question is, I had a big discussion about this with Bia about we talked about, Robert Devi, and basically your episode was what was the genesis of this discussion. What was the young lady's name who was also the victim?
Ashley Bell. She's phenomenal. Ashley Bell.
12 years old at the time. So what we discussed is that there's a very, very high standard of proof and evidence that they have to have. And they may not have something concrete. It's not enough to say, oh, well, somebody told me. You know what I mean? There has to be some pretty significant evidence that they can tie together, because they didn't get these guys on statutory rape, which is what it would have been.
They need strong witnesses to stand up.
Exactly.
Sometimes witnesses are afraid, and it's been so many years. It's just so many, yeah.
And firsthand knowledge.
Yeah.
You can't say, oh, well, she told me. I mean, it has to be something where they can somehow tie together.
I mean, in the case of Ashley, it is definitely backed up with the notes, and there is a paper trail behind it. I think the problem on Ashley is it's a fine line. If you weren't physically touched, like to that next level, you could see where it was going. You could see what it was about. It's not ethical, but is it like federally illegal? I don't know. But I think there's more. I would say where there's smoke, there's fire. Thank God she spoke up and told the truth. Then, as a young person, actually, she set the bar. Like, I don't think she realizes that. But now, especially, because it's something she's really carried. You can see it. I give her so much credit, support, and love. And I know the other victims. There are some other victims we hear from related to this, and they support her as well. So, God bless Ashley Bell. Another one I wanted to mention, because we're watching this from 2024, and we keep talking about Rafferty and this back in 2024. She's now gone. What happened in this rally led to Rafferty being gone. A lot of the work from these people in this video led to the Canton police chief no longer being there, that we now have an interim Canton police chief. There was a new Mass State Police colonel picked. There's been a lot of changes in certain places because of this case, of what happened in the trial, the investigation. Now the city of Boston is the focus a lot. And Alan Jackson has written that letter to the Post Commission. And, this police commissioner, Cox, is under a lot of fire right now. Do you think he's next? Do you think he's going to survive this or not? What do you think, Commissioner Cox?
This is a really good question, because I don't know the appetite of his superiors for this kind of chicanery that we've seen in the MSP ranks. Obviously, Colonel Noble is willing to just pick a sacrificial lamb, slit the throat, send it off to the slaughterhouse, send it off to be processed, and I'm good. And same thing with CPD, putting, Sean Good on unpaid administrative leave. So I just don't know what their appetite is, but he is a straight up liar. And Alan Jackson said as much when he was on with Brother Counsel, talking about, hey, how can you trust anything this guy says if he's the leader of officers and he's been caught in a lie? And yes, he did swear in, by the way. And so from that standpoint, I don't see how they could just overlook this. But the Post Commission seemed to say that he wasn't an officer. So now it's the question is the mayor's office, like, you're familiar with the mayor more so than I. What do you think her appetite is to be able to metabolize this kind of bullshit?
I think it's her guy.
Mhm.
I think she's going to try to cover for him as much as possible. Michelle Wu. It's someone people have come after me because I have a photo with her, so I have met her. I will say at one point before Michelle Wu was mayor of Boston, I had hit the city council up about some shenanigans going on with cannabis licensing and the corporations running amok. I hit up every city councilor. She was the one that called me back directly. She called my cell phone. So I have a little respect for her back in the day, at least. I felt like she was much more responsive. But I think as soon as she became mayor, that kind of went out the window, honestly. I used to like her before she became mayor. I felt like she actually did care about things. Now I feel like she's in cover-up mode. I feel like she's not going to do anything unless she has to, unless the uproar from her constituents and the media is so much that she has to do something. So it's up to us. It's otherwise she's going to ignore it. That's what I feel like. And she is the boss on this. The buck stops with Michelle Wu. So
And what did we learn from Watergate, Mike? Sometimes, go ahead.
I was going to say the cover up always gets you. That's what I feel like on Watergate.
It's the cover up. The thing
sometimes it takes time. You know, people things don't happen overnight sometimes, and it's like people look at trends, short-term trends, as being the most important thing. You don't know a year from now. It really depends on how long this lasts and the outcry and what else comes out, because time means more than what is going on like right now. You know, so we'll see what happens.
The thing that these people don't understand is they don't look to higher authorities for examples. And what I mean by that is that if you look at what the CIA did with Ana Montes, they noticed there was something fishy about CIA officer Ana Montes. They got the FBI involved. They started investigating. And when they found out she was doing something shady, they went all the way through. They bugged her apartment. They started following her. They were following her, using payphones. And that's how they got her and arrested her. And we could say the same about Aldridge Ames and others. The problem is that when you cover up, when you actually arrest somebody or you charge someone or you fire multiple people, what you think is that you are destroying confidence in your institution, which is why they're deficient in mentally. You're increasing confidence in your institution because you are rooting it out. You're prosecuting them. You're telling the public, we fired this guy for this reason, just like you saw Joshua Levy and company and the FBI agent talk about what they did with Sandra. They got up in front of a podium and they told everybody, this is what we did and why. The problem is these jackasses can't see that when you get rid of, it's like cutting out, it's like you have a cancerous tumor. What do you want to do? We have an organ here. There's a tumor. And in order for this organ to continue to function as advertised, we need to excise the cancerous part of that organ. But they don't do that. They go, hey, there's no tumor here. Nope, no tumor. Everything's good. We're good. Everything's good. And yeah, where are we going tonight for beers?
Two schools of thoughts on that. Like whether they're naive, like you're saying, like you're kind of pitching it, like, oh, we think that just covering up is the best thing for our organization. Or the other side of it is some of these people get off on the corruption. They don't want to expose the corruption, like Trial 4. If you look at Trial 4, the documentary that has been on Netflix about Sean Ellis, the reason why they blamed it on an innocent black guy with no money is because the cop that was murdered in Boston in the movie Trial 4, he was corrupt. He was involved in corruption. And whoever killed him might have been in retaliation for that corruption. And if that came out, if people found out at that point, it would expose 2 or 3 other police officers who were in on the corruption with that police officer who got killed. So a lot of times it's the cover up is to protect their grift. They don't
Right.
want it to. They don't want it to end. So there's a lot of that, I feel like, and I feel like a lot of it is at the top. Unfortunately, it's a top down thing, and some of the guys on the bottom, they don't know why, but they're being told to do things from higher ups, and they follow orders. And sometimes it's not even about corruption. It's just I'm following the chief's orders. I'm following, the lieutenant's order above me. It is what it is,
Yes.
So
Yes, but
tough.
one thing you'll never hear me use the word when I talk about any Massachusetts justice case is naivete. I will never use the word
All right.
naivete. It's
Good
not
point.
naivete. It's a very simple word. It's barely polysyllabic. It's called dishonesty.
Oh my God, we got Susanna. We're gonna have to play this now. I'm sorry, Susanna. I feel for you. She's upset because we're keeping her arm up there, her sweaty sunburned arm. You did such a good speech. We will move on. You're like me. You don't want to look at yourself for too long on the camera. I get it. It's Suzanne. You did such a great job. I want to thank you for being here too and watching this. Let's play a little more of this, DJ, and then we'll let
sir.
Suzanne get off the screen. All right, there we go. We got Scott McGinnis up there now. Do you have any final thoughts before I let you go tonight?
No, that's really all I had. I just wanted to point out, I do think that everything they do is with purpose and intent. In fact, the investigation into Karen Reed and Sandra Birchmore were not shoddy investigations. They did quite well to achieve their goal, which was to exculpate the person that they wanted. In this case, a half a dozen people that were in the house, plus the officers, etc. And the same thing with Sandra Birchmore. They wanted to exculpate Matt Farwell and just have him get out of the police department instead of prosecuting him, which would have told the Stoughton residents, hey, these guys are very serious about enforcing the law. So that's all I got.
I want to thank you so much, DJ. You have any shows upcoming?
Shoot, what do we have upcoming? We have something big planned that we can't talk about now.
Yes.
And
Working on it.
Yeah,
tell people where your channel is, Calling All Beings and all that, so they can subscribe to you.
Yeah, so Calling All Beings on YouTube, at Calling Beings on Twitter is the show. My Twitter handle is what you see below my face there. But yeah, we have, I can't remember the shows. I know we have some Bigfoot and UFO guests, and we may hit up on Deanna Cremens as well, who is a schoolmate of Bia. So she has some personal knowledge on Deanna Cremens. Okay.
And Bia's in the chat tonight. I want to thank her for being here. She's a mod. I want to thank all of our mods. I'm going to post your channel in the YouTube and all the social media streams we're on. So if you want to follow Calling on Beings on YouTube, you can do so. Thank you so much for jumping on tonight, DJ.
Take care.
You're the man.
You're the man.
Appreciate your friendship. Have a great rest of your weekend.
You too.
Happy Sunday. Wow, that was great. This is what I needed. This has been a fun, nice show. Just to get back into it. Let's watch the rest of this. This is from 2024. Oh, before I do so, I want to thank everybody who's been super chatting tonight. Laferio in the house, the legend, great attorney, the Laferio official. She is one of the best legal commentators, I believe, on YouTube. She's one of our best guests. She did phenomenal on the Grace Curley show when she was on there with us, and her last show with us was phenomenal. We got a lot of viewers back. They wanted to watch the Laferio official. Check her channel out. She also posts some social media commentary on her feed over there. So check it out. Subscribe to her as well. Follow her. Thank you so much for the generous super chat tonight, Laferio. I appreciate you most as a guest. That is why I love you the most. And not that there aren't other things to love you for, but personally for me in this show, you are one of the best guests we have. And I want to make sure people realize that. Mia Bito, thank you so much for 10 Young Jerks memberships. And What the Duck, we love you as well. Thank you so much, everybody. All right, let's play some more of this. We only have, I think, like 10, how many more minutes? We got like 12 minutes left.
Good day, everybody.
Oh, wait.
We have an awesome group of people. We're the army of truth seekers, and we will not stop. DA Michael Morrissey's Norfolk County and his corrupt band of state police troopers have bodies piling up in this county. They're hapless and they're hiding crimes. Sandra Birchmore was murdered by Officer William Farwell. Canton police first responded to the scene. The cover-up began. Because it was an unwitnessed death, DA Morrissey's CPAC unit took in charge of the investigation. Trooper Nicholas Carino, extracting her phones and cell phone, found no messages. Something is awry. Something is afoot. There's massive corruption in this area, in this state. And me and all of us, the Free Karen Reed movement, Justice for Sandra Birchmore, Justice for Officer John O'Keefe, we call upon U.S. Attorney Joshua Levy, the FBI, and the DOJ to continue their in-depth investigation of the corruption in this state. Without U.S. Attorney Joshua Levy, we literally have no hope. Mass Attorney General Andrea Campbell will do nothing. Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey will do nothing. The generational-long corruption in our government needs to be stopped. And sadly, our only hope right now is U.S. Attorney Joshua Levy. Godspeed to him and his men.
Go, Josh.
Thank you, Scott. Up next, we have one of my favorite people in the entire world. Where is he? Oh, there he is.
You said favorite?
Favorite. No, I was talking to Peter.
Now I'm in trouble.
No, I was talking to Peter. So let's bring him on, Mr. Peter Murphy.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. As perhaps you know, my name is Sergeant Peter Murphy, retired. I worked for this facility for almost 3 decades, dating back into the 70s. Not always in this building. I actually helped build a building down on Revere Street. And I have to tell you right now, I am absolutely disheartened, frustrated, and goddamn angry that all of us have to be here in this setting in front of that police department and that sign because of their wrongdoing. And I'll leave it at wrongdoing. And I'm going to kind of read from this, but I'll probably go off script, so bear with me. What I want to bring out as a first statement here is, how long to die in the cold? No. How long before the feds bring an end to this? Last week, we saw them show up in Revere. We saw them step into the Sandra Birchmore case, which is almost 3.5 years old, and went from a suicide, a bungled investigation, to a homicide. And guess what? They are just getting started. We are going to see a lot more of them. They are going to see a lot more of them. The select board are going to see a lot more of them. And we welcome them. I have spoken to U.S. Attorney Josh Levy personally. I have talked to his agents. I've been working with them since June of 23. They ain't got no quit. We ain't got no quit. All right, now I'm going to continue. I want to say good afternoon and thank everybody for being here. And I would like to just take 5 seconds for a moment of silence for Sandra, her fetus, and for Officer John O'Keefe. They've been somewhat forgotten, somewhat overlooked, intentionally, I'm going to say, not by us, but by them. 5 seconds, please. Thank you. They didn't get the cue. 5 seconds of silence. I want to express that I am terribly angry at the police, the law enforcement, the district attorney's office, the Mass State Police. This is absolutely uncalled for. Never in my lifetime, in my career, did I ever expect that I would have to be standing in front of you people and them to endure this disappointment, frustration, and anger because of a botched investigation. intentionally. Let's take the gloves off today. There's nothing accidental about this. Nobody could have avoided gathering evidence any more than they did or framing Karen Reed. What I want to say to you is, Attorney Yannetti told me, and he put it in writing, that there is nothing that good cops hate more than bad cops. And I want to say, I am here to tell you something very sick, very wrong, very bad happened on the morning of 1/29/22 at 34 Fairview. A police officer, a good man who had taken part of his life to watch for his family, was murdered. And they're framing a narrative of Karen Reed doing it. 30 years of experience, the federal government has come out and said he wasn't hit by a car didn't hit him. Injuries are inconsistent with being hit by a car. This should not go to trial. This is bullshit. I want to say further that I'm sure there are many good cops still wearing the uniform. And very sadly, one passed away at the State Police Academy as a result of yet to be determined. I'd like to see the governor come on. I'd like to see other police officers and chiefs come out and say something about that. I haven't heard much yet. What I do want to say is what's been allowed to happen through these police departments and through the select board of this town, people in this town are fearful to say a word. I know. I lived in this town for 40 years. I could call any person on my cell phone right now and say, hey, how come you're not at the standout? And they would say, because I'm goddamn afraid. They're afraid of retaliation against them. They're afraid of their family. And they know that nothing's going to come out of the second floor of that building to help them. Furthermore, I want to tell you that there are some good cops here, and there are some good cops in all these other towns, Stoughton, what have you, state police, the DA's office. But you know what? A fish rots from the head, and they got to get to the heads of these departments and the DA's office, and maybe as far as Maura Healey, and they got to square this away because it's not good. And people in this community are sick of it. I want to say further that the 3,074 pages of exculpatory evidence that was provided to both the defense and the prosecution enumerates that this should never have gone to trial. Yet they want to go to trial again. And speaking of trial, the chief in that building right now is trying to bring further charges up against the Canton 9 for standing on a street corner. Well, I've read the Witness Intimidation Act, and I'm telling you what, they are trying to stretch that 6 ways to Sunday. And I hope the civil suits start rolling in here for civil rights violations and everything against them, because it's totally wrong.
Absolutely.
I also want to assure you that the feds are coming. Many, many people have come to me and called and said, what's going on? How come? I want to stress to everybody here and anybody hearing this story from me that I assure you, and I'll take it to the hill, the feds are coming. They've got millions invested in this. They've got $500,000 invested in ARCA and other people testifying that John was not hit by a car. And it's not if, it's when. And I'm telling you right now that ultimately Josh Levy, the FBI, are going to end this. Josh Levy's going to fix this. I think he's going to take the case away from Morrissey and the Commonwealth, and I think it's going to end up in his courtroom under his control, and it may even go RICO, which means corruption. And to end, I'm going to stress this to anybody that's here and has any pull with the State House or anything else. I believe that this town qualifies for receivership. I tell you that. The goddamn select board does nothing. They go behind the curtain and say because the case is still under investigation. No. People are afraid. Police are afraid. I know if I went in that building and said, you can talk to me, there's probably 75% of the police officers in there are good cops, new cops, and they know what's wrong, but they can't speak. Yep. I want to thank you all for coming, and we ain't got no quit. And I guarantee you arrests are going to come very soon.
For Peter Murphy.
Free Karen Reed. 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 Free Karen Reed.
Free Karen Reed. Free Karen Reed. Free Karen Reed. Free Karen Reed.
You know what's beautiful about this is watching the Canton residents like Peter and Rita speaking out, and they have taken a hit. They have taken a hit. They have lost friendships. There's a lot of stress still to this day on them. I think Peter's probably going to be on the show pretty soon. We've been talking. I think I'm going to have Peter back on the show. Like I said, we're going back to Canton. We're going back to our roots. We're going to cover everything that's going on in Canton. Mia, thank you for asking this question because I was just looking for it. I think I found it. So I think we will play the Rich the Duck King interview from this day that I recorded maybe right after this. We'll finish this up. I think there's one more speech, I believe, on this from a Canton resident another person who was taking a lot of hits. She's a townie. Let's listen to her, what she had to say.
I took this on about a year and a half ago. I've been waiting for other Canton multi-generational townies to stand up. I've talked to a lot of them, and about 80% think Karen is innocent, but they're afraid. They're afraid of retaliation. So I'm here standing for them. And if they're afraid, they can come with me. They're afraid that their grandchildren are gonna get bullied, or their nieces and nephews. They're afraid they're gonna be harassed. They're afraid of worse. And it's just really, really sad with the town living in such turmoil like this. I'm standing up for all you Canton townies that are afraid to stand up. Think about joining in. Okay, that's all.
Thank you, Carol, Canton citizen. All right, that's all we have for the speakers. I just want to thank each and every one of you for coming out today because this means a lot. We really need to start coming out to the Canton Police Department more often to hold them accountable and remind them that we're.
Great job. That was Tracy from Resistance to Silence. They have a great Facebook group. A lot of people still post over there. You should check that out. Resistance to Silence on Facebook. They got a great Facebook group. Yeah, Carol is a sweetheart. She's taken a lot of hits. Imagine your nieces and nephews and grandchildren and your children are suffering because you speak out. That's the way it goes in Canton. That's why some people don't speak out. Why people have been bullied. That's why it's so impressive when you have a Peter and a Rita. You know? And when you see Carol, these people are brave. They've taken a lot of risk for this. So let's play the Duck King when I met Rich Schiffer for the first time and we became friends. And this isn't the best video. This was before I had the new phone. So the video is a little wonky, but we'll do the best we can here.
These guys are kids. Okay, here we go. Ready? Oh, I got some. And I go like this. All right, I'm a little slow in the uptake. Wait a minute, hold on.
You know what, Rita? It's me. I got it backwards. The handle's backwards. You got it right.
Oh, I got it right now. I got it right now.
Okay. Handles. Jump in, Rita.
All right, I got it. Yeah, thank you. Help me out.
You see how I got the handle back?
Thank you. Oh, yeah.
I can't figure it out.
That's all right. I have one I can't figure out either. Did you get it?
Cheers.
Oh, good. All right. There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
That was good.
Oh, thank you.
You too. Thanks for coming down.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know, Bill's my guy.
Yes, I met him.
Yeah.
I met him.
This is good.
He has to deal with all the craziness, like my girlfriend. Thought this was
Toyota,
there
my
you go.
information system, see where I drove in the month of March. Right, so I started the duck campaign and the money campaign in February. So I got caught on Proctor's ring camera and a bunch of other people. I don't care because I'm fighting the fight. So anyways, they went through my thing on a Tuesday. The following Tuesday, they came to my house. I wake up in the morning, they're at my house going through it again. The same thing, same warrant, 2 warrants. And you know what? They didn't find shit. They don't even find nothing. And you know what? And I got the arrest warrant. I can email it to
Do
you.
they arrest you?
Not
Or
arrest
they just go
warrant,
on?
the warrants.
Are they
But the charges that they're going to charge me with, the police report, I'll send that to you.
I would love it.
I'll send you that, what she said about the ducks, and then she led into the thing with Rita's lawn. Mostly it was about the ducks, and she threw the thing about the lawn in it, because people were asking, you know. But I'm not hiding from nothing. I started this, so Colin did it once, and I started the ones with these. It's a trigger word. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so what do they? When they? Let's wait till he goes by.
We got a lot of support.
So when they came to you, did they threaten you with certain charges?
Oh, they want to get me an intimidation. Mike, honestly, what I think they're trying to do is connect me to Turtle Boy. So they couldn't. So this is me, myself, and I here, Mike. I've got nobody involved in this. I did this on my own, smoking a joint at night, thinking, what can I fucking do to help? So that was it. And these are my signs.
I love Rich because he knew me from my show. He knows I'm a liberal. He's wearing MAGA King hat. And the thing he kept bringing up every time we talked is that we both smoke weed. Like he wanted to bring it. He wanted to show that we had something in common, which we do. Rich and I have a lot in common. He's a great guy. I love Rich. He's a good guy. He's funny as hell. I love Rich.
And I started with the ducks, and it's been hilarious ever since. And I can't believe how it's grown. And I've sent them to Sean. I sent them to Dylan. I've sent them to everybody.
They're on the North Shore. I'll tell you,
They're
I
all
see them
over the
everywhere.
North Shore, I know. But the secret is it's got to have the sticker, because the stickers are the original ones. These are the original ducks. These all started, like I said, it was an idea back in November, but then in February I started it. And they just don't like the message. You know? It's the bottom line is they just don't like the message.
And the whole thing with Tully coming to you, because this is what they try to do with me. They never came to my house because I think they know that I'll record everything.
Right.
But they tried with
Mine's all
third
recorded
parties to basically say, you know, go talk to Tully and tell stories about Turtle Boy. That's what they really want.
That's exactly what they want. And I was telling, I didn't get a chance to tell Aiden this, but that's exactly what they're trying to do. They found no connection. They didn't see me driving to where he lives. They didn't see me meeting up with him anywhere where they're following him. They saw nothing. They got nothing from the warrant in the second one. And the charges were going to be anything from witness intimidation, right, down to littering. I didn't get charged for any of them. And if you want to fucking litter, right, want to give me for littering, give me the fucking fine. If you're
Right.
happy to fucking pay for it.
And when are they gonna charge what's his name, the little bug, Jim Ferris, who throws his cigarettes on the ground every day?
Oh, it never happened.
Yeah, no
Never
littering
happened.
for him.
No, it never happened. We know how this town works.
Yeah.
I've been here 65 years of my life. I own a fence company. It's called Canton Fence. Okay, I'm the man. I fucking know every fucking asshole. And everybody in that building right there, they're all at least 20 years younger than me. And I know all their family. I know their families as cops. I knew that piece of shit Vincent Rafferty, her father, biggest piece of shit in fucking Canton.
Someone asked, did they use a leaf blower to search your house for ducks?
No, but that's a good one.
So funny what the Canton police transcribed of our interview. I don't think they mentioned when he called Elena Rafferty a piece of shit. I don't think they quoted him on that one. But they quoted a lot of this interview. The Canton police went back and watched this entire interview, transcribed it, and then tried to indict Rich again on the witness intimidation charges that ended up getting dismissed. He won. Him and Tim Bradle, they won this. But this interview was used against him. They tried to use it against him. I was a little worried about it. Rich never was. I didn't want to be responsible for using, evidence against him, but it was good. It turned out perfect. It was like great publicity for this cause. And I've had this duck that Rich gave me that day. It's been sitting here in my studio on my desk ever since to remind me of that day. The day I met Rich Schiffer, the Duck King. We became friends that day.
You know what? I still don't get that. I mean, if it wasn't a police investigation, okay. If you lost your jewelry in the snow and you want to use a leaf blower, I get it, okay? So you don't blow it anywhere. But a police investigation? Are you shitting me?
Unbelievable.
They didn't even have, they should have had a fucking tent. They should have one of those tents in every fucking cruiser, right, Peter?
Exactly.
Every fucking cruiser should have a tent.
They could have covered that crime scene
And
until
they didn't need those
the
big
storm
no,
ended.
they could have used a little shower cups. They didn't know those were big ones.
So do you have a lawyer?
All right, I'm gonna wrap it up there. That was a good day. That was a good day that we had there. And look what was accomplished. A lot happened since then. A lot happened since then. So that's what we're going to continue to focus on over here. You know what I want to end it with? How we started it. Our Sunday sermon's going to end with music. And this, again, this is Changes. It's a 1950 soul version of the song Changes by Tupac. I love the song. I've always loved Tupac. I love this song, period. I like this version, too. It's a great version. Listen to the words tonight. And keep your heads up, people. And find some outlets, too. If you feel like you're too overwhelmed or you're getting too upset by what's going on online, take a break. Find something to do. Do Tai Chi with me. Let's do Tai Chi together. Let's keep each other informed on what we're doing. I'm loving Tai Chi. Thank you, Dennis Sweeney. Dennis, if you're still here, let your wife know I'm going to be hitting her up. I want to get her on the show. I don't think I mean, Dennis and Brenda have definitely been on the show in terms of Canton Select Boards and standouts where we recorded them and, interviewed them and things. But I'd like to get a sit-down type interview on the show, StreamYard, with Brenda and Dennis upcoming. Like I said, I want to continue to focus on Canton. So, Dennis, I hope you can do that. I hope you're able to do that. It's about time. We really need to do it. All right, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Brian Walsh, I think it's at 9 a.m. Whenever it starts, opening statements, we'll be streaming it tomorrow morning. Dedham, from Dedham Court. Brian Walsh, is Proctor going to get brought up tomorrow? That's the big question. We'll be watching tomorrow. We'll be streaming. Please check it out tomorrow. And tonight, 7 p.m., I'm going to be watching over at Canton Chronicle as well. I think they have a big show. We're going to end it with this. I love yellow curry. I love Thai food too.
I'm good. I see no changes. Wake up in the morning and I ask myself, is life worth living? Should I blast myself? I'm tired of being poor and even worse, I'm black. My stomach hurts, so I'm looking for a purse to snatch. Cops give a damn about a Negro. They don't care, Lord. Pull a trigger, kill a what, he's a hero. Ain't no hero, no. Give the credit to the kid, who the hell cares? One less hungry mouth on the welfare. That's cold. First ship them dope and let them deal to brothers. Give them guns, stare back, watch them kill each other. Oh, Lord. It's time to fight back, that's what he always said. 2 shots in the dark, now Huey's dead. Gone too soon. I got love for my brother, but we can never go.
Joe Biffle, I will add you as a mod. You just got to send me an email. mjcboston1@yahoo.com. If you allow more than 36 hours. If you'll negotiate with us. I know we're past the deadline. I'm worried about what you might do. You are a live wire. Hit me up, mjcboston1@yahoo.com. We may be able to do something for you, Joe. If you're serious. Love you, Joe Biffle. No more interrupting the song. Let's listen to the music. I'll see you tomorrow morning, definitely, everybody. Looking forward to it. Yeah, vote Biffle. You got to email me. Email me. Definitely email. Yeah, tomorrow we'll be here. We'll be streaming Brian Walsh. Uninterrupted. No talking.
Well, unless we share with each other. Share. We got to start making changes. Learn to see me as a brother instead of 2 distant strangers. And that's how it's supposed to be. How never take a brother if he's close to me. Can't know. I love to go back to when we played as kids, but things change and that's the way it is. That's the way it is, yeah. See no changes. All I see is racist faces. Misplaced hate makes disgrace to races. Tell it. We under, I wonder what it takes to make this one better place. Let's erase the wasted. Erase it, Lord. Take the evil out the people, they'll be acting right. Act right. Cause both black and white are smoking crack tonight. Oh no. And the only time we chill is when we kill each other. That's a crime. It takes skill. Don't conceal the fact. The penitentiary's packed and it's filled with black, filled with pain, so we're brothers. But some things will never change. Never change. Try to show another way, but you're staying in the dope game. Same game, same pain. And tell me what's a mother to do? Being real don't appeal to the brother in you. You gotta operate the easy way. I made a G today, but you made it in a easy way. Oh no, Lord. Selling crack to the kids. The lie they sold us. The way it is, Still I see no changes. Still I see no chance. Pitter women meet with a pin. Here's what I be to say. Swore I was too silly. No matter why you was me. Still a wild how really. That a boy bride said a court is the morally. That a good night, that'll be the cry. Like to do for. She stole
was phenomenal. That was so good. I posted it in the chat if you want to watch it. Again, it's a AI soul version of Tupac Changes. I love some of those lines. It is what it is, right? We still see no changes, but we're still going. We still have it. We're still fighting for it. And we actually have seen some changes. And there are a lot of changes happening right now. And I always focus on, how did you make that money? Did you do it in a sleazy way? That's where we got to continue. Like, this is all good money here. And, I will see you tomorrow morning. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great night. Peace out. Thank you to everyone who's been subscribing and sharing and all the new memberships and the super chats tonight. I want to thank you all. And our mods for holding it down. Thank you so much. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow morning.